Hook up. You guys will be good.
Get Drew's in that.
Welcome to the inaugural edition of the Brotherly Love Ball podcast. I'm Theo Kuchar, and this is Chris Colman. This episode, we will recap our Philadelphia Union 2025 season into and through the playoffs so far. We'll also include some of the short insights into other playoff matchups and interesting news around the league.
Yeah, it was a really eventful offseason for the Union with the key departure of Jack McGlynn, who was a homegrown, came up through the academy, and kind of out of nowhere, we sold him to the Dynamo for $2.1 million, and he has a sell-on clause of 50% as well as $1.3 million in incentives, and he was playing the central attacking midfielder role, but he wasn't really fitting in the system. His track back on defense wasn't really working for this high press system that the Union likes to play. But since he's moved to Houston, he's played really well with 7 goals and 7 assists in 31 appearances in all competitions. He's also played a lot for USMNT, but recently he suffered a foot injury to put him out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's been really good with Houston. I mean, I didn't see his transfer coming. He was looking really good. He was getting call-ups to the U.S. national team. If anything, I thought he was going to Europe. I mean, Dutch league something. I don't know. But he's been doing really good. I wish we could have had him back, but...
Yeah, definitely. And then another shock move, Jack Elliott leaving on a free to Chicago Fire. So our third highest appearances all time for the club and one of our best defenders, and he just leaves on a free. And he's moved to Chicago where he's found a lot of success, 4 goals and 4 assists from center back in 38 appearances. And he's now the captain of the team, actually, and he's led them onto this playoff run. And earlier this week, he scored that really nice goal against us. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Absolute banger to tie the game in the 92nd minute. But, yeah, they didn't want to pay him. He wanted more money. I mean, I don't know why we didn't give it to him. He's one of the best defenders in the league, but he's definitely kept it up at Chicago. I mean, good to see that he's working out well.
Yeah, definitely. And then just to finish off the crazy offseason of departures, Jim Curtin gets fired really out of nowhere, and it raised a lot of questions in the fan base because he's been our most successful manager. He was here almost 10 years, 2-time Coach of the Year award winner, took us to our first Supporters Shield, multiple U.S. Open Cup finals. We came all the way to the CONCACAF Champions League semis in 2021 and 2023. He liked his 4-3-1-2 style with the holding 6 and the 2 center mids playing wider, and then that front 3 with the 2 strikers and the cams. Everything was working out really well. He started up as a coach in the academy and worked his way all the way up, and it was really just no one ever saw this coming. But Carnell came in, and we've seen it. It's really worked out for the Union.
Yeah, I didn't expect him getting fired. It was 9th place. I mean, they just missed the playoffs. I didn't think they would fire him. I mean, it's not like they gave him any resources. We didn't buy anyone. I mean, it wasn't too unexpected, but, I mean, he was a great coach. I mean, he did play with a counterattack. He loved the counterattack. It did cost us a couple games where we gave up chances when we took a lead and tried to park the bus, but, I mean, the counterattack was just fun to watch. It was really throwing teams off. That's what took us to our success.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it really created this bad vibe around the club. Losing our homegrown Jack McGlynn, one of the fan favorites of the team, losing Elliott, our 3rd highest in appearances all time, a real leader on the pitch, one of the best defenders to ever play for the club. There was no depth around center back. We didn't know what was going to happen, really. And then Jim, I mean, one of the best coach in franchise history for sure, as well as just a great guy. The players really liked him. Definitely just not a good look for the team coming into the season.
Yeah, it showed it in the rankings they had in the preseason with the MLS analysts. They ranked us way at the bottom, 27th, I think. I mean, we all know how that worked out in the end, but, I mean, I didn't expect the season we had coming, but I don't think anyone did. We lost a great center attacking mid we lost our one of our best defenders, and I mean we still don't have that much depth. We have Makanya who's fit into the spot really well, but other than that, I mean, if one of them go out injured, I mean you got to put a right back or a left back in the center position. I mean, it's probably not going to work out that well. But they've held firm. They played a really good season, and it was a different change in formation and stuff. I mean, with Jim, it was just always the counterattack, a strong defense, and just let the guys work up front. But
Yeah, and I think teams started to figure out the Union where they knew they could come into the game, play their own way, understand, just watch the counterattack, and he was a little more found out. So it was a good time to really switch up the leadership and what was going on in the club, but we really didn't see it coming. Despite all these departures, we had a bunch of smaller signings as well as one big signing, but a bunch of smaller signings that we didn't think would work out, and they really did. Vasilev coming in from St. Louis for around $1 million, playing in that cam role, left-footed, which we needed. At the time, I think Wagner was the only left-footed player on the pitch. Only 24, and he's worked out really well with 6 goals and 6 assists in 35 appearances in all competitions. He's worked out really well in that cam role, playing alongside either Sullivan or later down the line Alowski. So yeah.
yeah, he's worked out really well. It was a good fix for losing Jack McGlynn. I don't think he's quite on that level. I mean, he's just a little behind. He's still a great playmaker. I mean, the stats show it, but I mean, he also worked out really well with the other signings. They had like Lukic and Damiani. I mean, a couple times they did connect. But
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Damiani, he comes in, club record signing at $3.25 million from Nacional in Uruguay to fill that striker spot where Carranza was last year, which we knew coming in it was going to be a tall task. No one really expected the big signing by the way the offseason was going, but it's slowly starting to look like it worked out. He started really badly, but he's at this point now in the season, 8 goals and 2 assists in 38 matches, all competitions. He split time with Baribo and Ua, but it seems like Carnell's go-to is going to be the Baribo and Damiani up top, playing off each other, and then subbing in Ua later on down the stretch.
yeah, they worked well, especially coming down the stretch with Veloski in the center attacking mid spot. He's been really good connecting and making sure that they get the ball up front. It's created a lot of chances. They've played really well. But, I mean, then Lukic, of course, he really helped getting the ball up from the defense towards
Definitely.
the front.
What a signing, $600K from Serbia, center defensive mid, and we ended that season last year losing Martinez. Danley comes in. We don't really know how what's gonna happen. Bring in Lukic, and then right from the start, he's looked really good. Just a great player to fill in that role and kind of change the identity of this team. He's a fan favorite. He's even scored 3 goals and had two assists this season.
Yeah, losing Martinez, club legend. I mean, everyone loved his energy, his aggression. He would die for the badge. I mean, it was going to be a hard spot to fill, but Lukic has done a really good job. He's also done exactly what Martinez would do with taking those shots from long range, as we saw with those volleys. I mean, he's been a good replacement. We're always going to miss Martinez, though, but a great deal, especially for $600K.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those volleys, the goal against Revolution to win the game early on in the season, as well as the goal against Nashville, which even though we didn't win, what a goal, Glavinovic comes in from Old Boys in Argentina for a year-long loan, and that's just sad to see it not work out with the injury. But he came in, he looked really good to fill in the center back depth, and then he tears his meniscus in his 4th game. But he played really well, played through a whole game with the torn meniscus, and actually scored a goal.
Yeah, he was looking really good, a really bright spot in the defense. I mean, I was looking forward to seeing him the rest of the season. He played really well into the system, and I mean, it was just heartbreaking to see him go down after the 4th game. I mean, getting his first goal and then just him being out for the season because we lose him again because he goes back on the loan because he goes back to Argentina. So it's gonna be
sad to see, definitely. And then finally, Bradley Carnell, the South American coach coming in, most recently coached at St. Louis, where he actually, in their inaugural season, brought them that first place finish. kind of out of nowhere. So, first year head coach at the Union. MLS hasn't really seen his coaching style in a year or two. He likes that 4-4-2 with the two holding midfielders and the wider midfielders playing higher up. Really playing that chaotic play style with no tempo at all. Just kind of everything's going on.
Yeah, they like to play with chaos. I mean, you see when you watch them play, there is no rhythm. I mean, it forces other teams into losing their play style because the Union just play pretty much formless. They win the ball back and just look to break quick down the sides, hold up, let players get into the box and whip it in, see what happens. I mean, that's how Ty Baribo, he was running up the scores in the first half of the season before teams figured it out at all. I mean, he was just getting tapping after tapping because they were just working the ball up, down the wing, quick tempo, and then on defense slowing it down. I mean, it was really unstoppable the first half of the season. They went I think it was the entire month of May undefeated. It was really impressive.
Yeah, definitely. The way he just sends guys up and down the pitch. We've got wide players running so much up and down the field, but it's worked out. It has left a little bit of concern on that back post. A lot of balls coming in where fullbacks are too high up or they've got an extra mark because guys aren't getting back. But overall, I mean, it's worked really well.
Yeah, it's been worrisome to see. I mean, that LA Galaxy came at the beginning of the season. Galaxy on one win, I think. We were running towards the top of the East. You really came into that game. I was there. I mean, we thought it was going to be an easy win. We go down 2-0 because they exposed that spot on the back post. And it took until halftime. Bradley Carnell, I guess, just dropped them a little deeper and a little further back. They got the 3-goal comeback, and I mean, it was a great game to watch in full. But like, it was really worrisome to see, and it makes you think, because it's the same thing that happened in the Vancouver game. If that's going to get exploited in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. But it's worked out. So we come into the season very unknown around us, and we come out with that win against Orlando in the first game away. Big win, I think 4-1.
Yeah, it was 4-1. They were really surprised because the Union were supposed to be competing for the wooden spoon, dead last in the MLS, but we came in and took out 4-2 against Orlando, who are supposed to be like supporters' shield contenders. I mean, no one really saw that coming. And then doing that and then dismantling Cincinnati at home, it was a really energetic start. No one saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean, everything was looking really good, and then this sale of Gazdag comes out of nowhere. So Daniel Gazdag, center attacking mid, one of our star players, franchise leading goal scorer, he gets sold really out of nowhere to Columbus Crew, one of our biggest rivals, for $4 million. And this was just, at the time, it seemed like an awful transfer. You've got your DP, one of your highest paid players, one of your best players, franchise legend already, only in 5 years at the club, and fans are outraged by this. And we've got this lack of depth in that cam spot that we look to replace with Vasilev because of McGlynn's selling, just to then get rid of Gazdag. And this looked like it was going to be a really bad transfer, but it's actually worked out with Gazdag going to Columbus, and he's really found no success there. He scored maybe 4 goals, I think, for a low amount of goals, and it's just really not been clicking for him there.
Yeah, the meter side of me wants to kind of take a little laugh at him because a month after arriving, they go and sign Wessam Abu Ali from Al Ali. I mean, just to replace him, like pretty much a month into his time there. I mean, he wasn't working out, but still, just makes you think maybe he regrets his choice. I don't know, because he's been pretty much a bench player. And Columbus finished in 8th, I think, knocked out in the wild card. I mean, it does make you think if he had stayed, how much of a difference in our season that would have made.
Yeah, definitely. So we go into summer, and everything coming out of that Gazdag sale, it doesn't look good for the fan base, but it's worked out really well for the club. We go undefeated in May after playing 9 games, which is not only a high in games, averaging nearly 3 games per week, which is just outrageous. But we come out of there undefeated. Not a lot of goals given up, lots of wins. We win a game in U.S. Open Cup to move on, and it's all looking really good. We come into the summer, we sign Milan Alowski, who's coming from Norway via San Diego, where he was on loan. And in San Diego, he scored 10 goals in 472 minutes, which is just an outrageous goal to minute ratio. And he's a striker, center attacking mid, and this just looks like the perfect signing for the Union to fill that depth. And he comes in, we buy him, and it's just worked out perfectly since then. He's working great alongside whoever's in the front four kind of roles with him, whether it be Baribo, Damiani, Uwa, Vasilev, Sullivan at the time. It's all worked out really well, and he scored 4 goals and had 4 assists in just 12 appearances, and he's even scored in that playoff game earlier this weekend.
Yeah, he's a great mix of a playmaker as well as a finisher. I mean, you've seen those great goals he's had. He can put the ball in the back of the net, but he can also just distribute wide. Like, Kai makes a run down the outside wing. He plays him wide, put a cross in. He just connects really well, and I mean, he's able to dribble, he's able to pass, and he can shoot. I mean, he's a really complete player.
Yeah, totally. So we end out the season. It looked really shaky at the end, but they pull it off. They win the Supporters' Shield with 66 points, so top team in all of MLS. They break the franchise record for wins with 20 wins, and we make it all the way to the semifinals of U.S. Open Cup, where we're knocked out by Nashville. But it's tough. There was a lot of rotation going on at that time. We just played 3 days earlier in Vancouver. We've looked really good, though, overall. We've had a few bad losses. I would say mainly Vancouver and Nashville, which both tough to say. I mean, the Vancouver game, lots of rotation. A lot just didn't go our way. It could have been 3-2 loss instead of 7-0. And then Nashville, we've lost to them, 3 times this year?
0-3 this season. I mean, they know how to take us down. I mean, Vancouver, you could say it was rotation, but if you're a professional soccer player, I mean, losing 7-0, it can't be all rotation.
Yeah.
They just exposed the back post. I mean, definitely watch the film. They knew what they were doing going into the game, and I mean, it ended up not mattering in the end because we still came out with the shield over them, but it does make you worry about what you're running into in the playoffs, where you have to play high-caliber teams like Vancouver and Nashville.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, you love to see a guy like Bedoya step up in that Vancouver game, say he'll play right back, but didn't work out. I think he conceded 2 penalties and another goal that was really all on him. But anyways, overall, defense has been really good. We gave up a league low of 35 goals this year, so best defense in the MLS. Wagner and Glesnes both were nominees for Defender of the Year, although they didn't win. And honestly, Macania could have also been. Macania's looked just outstanding. But Wagner, the real thing about him, he can contribute no matter where he is on the pitch. One of the best defenders in the MLS, but also going forward, 10 assists, 2 goals this year. And he's really the guy you look to. Every corner taken by Wagner. We're such a dominant team on the set pieces just because of him. And then Macania really stepping up into that role that Elliott left. One of the best young defenders in the MLS, probably the best young defender. And already people are talking about him looking towards a move towards Europe. The main thing about him, he's a little rash. He makes some bad challenges, but he's only 21. I mean, we're going to see really big improvements next year if he stays, I think.
Yeah, like that penalty against Nashville and the 102nd minute, I think, a 0-0 game. I mean, in Nashville, huge game. It's got a lot of weight on the Supporters' Shield. I mean, you go in there and it wasn't the best tackle. I mean, it was always a penalty. I mean, you hate to see it, but, I mean, you just can't make those mistakes. I mean, he's definitely been one of the better defenders in the league right now. He's stepped up well, but, I mean, there have been some obvious mistakes there.
Yeah, definitely. And we can't forget about Frankie Westfield, who came in, never played in the MLS before, starts in that game against Orlando in the first game of the season due to, I believe, Harriel's injury. And he just steps up. He gets the assist or maybe a goal. I'm not sure. He also scored a really nice goal against Miami, one that he'll never forget. And he's came into that role really well. On the offensive side, it's looked really good, a little shaky down the stretch coming to now. Baribo, one of the best players in the MLS, 17 goals and 4 assists in 33 games. He had a little bit of issues during the season coming in and out of America, visa problems, injuries. But when he's on the field, he's one of the best players in the league. He even won All-Star Game MVP. Ua, his role has changed a lot. He's moved into this sub role where he's coming in around the 60th minute to kind of attack those tired legs of defenders. And the thing I love about Ua the most is that he comes in, he runs his heart out, and he makes these forward runs that really open up the field by dragging out defenders. And he has 6 goals and 8 assists in 34 games this year. So that role he's really been doing well in. It'll be really interesting to see what they do this winter with him, his contract expiring, and him being on a DP contract.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we re-sign him, if he goes somewhere else. I mean, at his level, he's a really good player. I mean, he's really influential up top, but I don't know if he can make a move back to Europe. I mean, I think he'll just stay as an MLS player even if he doesn't re-sign. He'll go somewhere, maybe Red Bulls or New York City FC, but he's been solid. He's been reliable. He got those 2 goals at the end of the Colorado game that dragged us back from being down 2-1 late. But he's been a good player. I mean, I would hate to see him go, but it just makes you think he might need another step to take in his career.
Yeah, definitely. And it'll be sad to see him go, but for what he's done for the club, he was the record signing when he came in from Norway, I believe, and it was just a lot of hype around him. He had that really good first season. Second season, not as good, but overall, he's just been great for the club. Damiani, like we said, he came in, started poorly, but, he's really came back and showed resilience against that. Iloski's looked great, and the Union have had 18 goal scorers this year, which is pretty crazy. I mean, anyone on this team can score, and we kind of saw that this weekend. What did you think about the game?
Yeah, this weekend you saw most of the game was possession in the midfield. I mean, it was a little bland, you'd think, at most of the time with it staying in the midfield. Not too many huge chances. Neither team could connect too much in the offensive third, but you could see we kind of got caught out on some of the set pieces, given up at the top of the box. You saw that's how Elliott scored that goal. It was a great goal nonetheless, but still, you can't be giving up the fouls there. But the back post is still a problem. I mean, you could see that getting exposed. They always had a guy sitting on the wing there. I mean, it makes you worrisome seeing that guy wide open on the back post. But yeah, what do you think about that game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we looked good at the start. We really dominated with possession. We just couldn't find that end product. I don't think we should worry too much about Chicago, to be honest. I think we'll get through. I think 2-2 on pens. It could have been 2-0. It could have been 4-0 us, honestly. The subs, they come in, honestly, they looked really flat to me. They really killed the momentum we had, and I would have just let it keep going, especially with 6 days of rest coming into game Saturday. But we go into penalties, and Andre Blake just shows he's really probably the best goalie in the MLS still.
Yeah, lingering injuries. He's getting a little older. He's still reliable. He's still a brick wall. Even with Rick coming up behind him, he's promising. If we can keep him around for once Blake does leave or retire, I hope he stays for his career. It would be great. He's a club legend. Definitely going into the Ring of Honor after he leaves. But they've been great on defense all season. Blake and Rick have definitely been a part of that. But Blake definitely still staying at the top class as he gets older. I mean, it's great to see.
Yeah, definitely. And Rick has really, like you said, he's filled that role when Blake has been out, and it's really good to know that the future of our goalkeeper is in good hands. On the attacking side, like I said, we just couldn't finish the ball, and I think we got to figure out what's working up top because, to be honest, Vasilev and Damiani, despite Vasilev's goal, they looked really flat. They didn't look like they wanted to be there. Ua came in, he really changed the presence up top. Everything he does, it worked out really well. But overall, I think it was a good game. As long as we organize on set pieces, I think we're going to be good going through against Chicago and seeing what comes up next.
Yeah, they definitely did. They got the job done, which was the important part, getting the first game win. I mean, if they take it seriously, because I feel like they came in a little too confident. That's why they just wanted to mess around with the ball and not try to go in and get that early goal. They kind of sat back and just messed around with the possession. I mean, it's good to see that they're comfortable, but it does make you worry that they might play a little too simple or a little too creative and make up some bad mistakes in the back post or on defense. But we'll see. Because for Chicago, I mean, going into the game and then into game 2, I mean, is Philip Zinkernagel going to play? Because he's been a great part of this Chicago team so far. 16 goals, 13 assists. He was taken out of the lineup in game 1. I mean, I think it was just a small knock, I think.
Yeah, abdominal injury during warm-ups, and that really killed them. Zinkernagel's just been an amazing playmaker. He's in the running or was in the running for the newcomer of the year, and the way he's gone into that lineup, 16 goals, 13 assists in 35 games. Just crazy. His distribution, he's worked well with Hugo Kuipers up top, and he's really going to be, I think if he plays, it'll really change the outcome of game 2, depending on how it goes. I think just his ability to slow down the game and kind of let them play their own style. I think in game 1, we saw they needed to dump the ball as soon as they got it and make sure they were just not holding possession. All counterattacks, it felt like in game 1. So I think if he comes in, maybe they play more of a style they'd like to play where they hold up the ball, build up. But I think it'll be a scrappy game, to be honest. They're going to need to fight hard, Chicago. But yeah.
Yeah, especially with Brian Gutierrez. I don't think he played. I mean,
I think he got subbed in late, right?
Yeah, he might have been coming in late, but I feel like he should have started. I mean, he's been great for Chicago all season. Him, Zinkernagel, Kuipers, and then Elliott at the back, they've been outstanding this year. You put that group on any other team in the league, they're probably winning the league. But it's just the midfield, I think. The rest of the midfield and some of the outside backs, they're just not connecting. It's been a problem with Chicago in the past. It's why it's their first playoff since 2012. It's just been a consistent issue. They've had the players, they've had the star players, but I don't know if it's the coach or just the rest of the climate around the team because they've just never been able to perform.
Yeah, I mean, they've seemed dangerous. You know, Gutierrez with those long-range shots. I mean, that goal against Miami, which actually clinched us the Shield, I believe, was just something else. They have guys who can make a difference, though. Andrew Gutman going up the wing, he's rapid. I mean, we couldn't keep up with him on Sunday. But yeah, how about the Union? Who do you think starts up top?
I think it's going to be Uwa and Baribo and then Alosky trying to connect them at the top because, I mean, Damiani, he looked a little flat in the first game. I think he comes in maybe the 65th minute as well as some other reinforcements in the back, depending on whether you start Harriel or Westfield because they've both been looking really good, but Westfield honestly looks a little better on the ball with the crosses. I mean, Harriel's a really good defender. They're probably about the same level with defending, I think, but when you get up the wing into the attack, Westfield definitely has a better cross and is more dangerous from the outside. We've seen it all season. I mean, Harriel's a great player. They're both great players, but I mean, I think you could really upgrade with Westfield in the back.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Hopefully we don't see this chaotic play style coming into Saturday, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's really just going to depend on what subs we make and if they continue the liminally controlled chaos type of play style, but I think that's going to be it. We'll see you next time for the next edition of Brotherly Love Ball. I'm Christopher Colman. No, I'm Theo Kuchar, and I'm